Are you ready to transform your wounds to your wisdom to your superpowers, so that you can truly transform your pain to your power and your power to passionate purpose? I am Schamet Horsfield, Wounds to Wisdom Oracle and Coach, and I will be your guide upon your journey of transforming wounds to wisdom, so you can truly manifest a life of your wildest dreams. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you out there in the world today. I just want to send everyone, to begin with, a big hug and a big, I just want to send positive energy. There's so much going on in the world right now, and I'm feeling the heaviness of it. I'm feeling so many different feelings. I've been wanting to come on here and communicate about my feelings and about what's going on, but tentatively been in a state of my own kind of grief process. First of all, I really don't want to add to the divisiveness. I don't want to add to the separation of people. I want to bring unity. I want to bring peace. I want to bring people together. So, first and foremost, I've been a bit reluctant to, talk about anything political. However, at the same time, like, that's our freedom of speech, is to communicate, our feelings on what's going on. But I also don't want to, transpose or project my own personal feelings, beliefs, grief, etc., out there onto others, because then that just brings more divisiveness. And so perhaps this conversation, I want it to be real and authentic and a communication from my heart, from my soul. And, you know, it's hard for me not to have my own kind of feelings and communicate with them, because, so much of me is about freedom of speech and our right to communicate how we're feeling and what's going on. And, you know, in my psychology class, I had this woman come in, and she was a powerhouse. She was amazing. She said, if you're doing a degree in psychology, you must take a stand. You must become political. You cannot, not have an opinion. And I agree with her. And it's important for us to have an opinion, and it's important for us to stand strong in what we believe in. But at the same time, I keep getting this over and over again, to also be open and also to be able to have a neutrality. And having a neutrality and having an opinion is about being soft. I keep thinking about the tree and how it's like deeply rooted into the ground and it's solid. However, if it's too solid and strong and rigid, then when the storm comes, the branches will break. It needs to be able to flow with, and move in the wind. And when the storm comes, it can, like, go with the storm, and then it doesn't break, but it's still rooted, it's still grounded. So what do I believe in? I personally believe in truth. I believe in morals, values, integrity, being a good person, being a kind person, having the people's best interest. And I believe that we can be in positions of power and still maintain our integrity and our heart, our love. And I refuse to give up on those values, that integrity. And so, because of my position, because of my beliefs, I have been grieving. I have had the covers pulled up over my head going, oh God, do I want to come out and speak on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram channel? You know, like, do I really want to voice like how I'm really feeling? And I do, but to the point of not being divisive and not making other people wrong or bad or stupid or like all these judgments. Can we have our feelings, have our beliefs, have our, lens of perception and still be kind? I went out to dinner with some friends for a birthday last night, and we all had such an amazing political conversation. Yet I do not know what their political beliefs are. I did not ask. They did not ask me. And we had this really like deep and soulful and spirited conversation. And they were a group of people I've never met before because I was invited to a birthday party. And I knew the one person, or I knew a few, two people at the party, but I didn't know anybody else. So they were like complete strangers. And we had this heated, interesting, dynamic conversation about politics and spirituality and beliefs and like everything. And it never became an argument. And it never, like, we didn't even know what our stances and, were we red or were we blue? No, we were having a rainbow conversation and it was beautiful. And I know we all had our positions. However, we didn't project them onto each other. We didn't make it some big like debate where I'm going to try to get you to believe what I believe and or they're trying to get me to believe what they believe. No, it was nothing like that. It was like, how can we all come together? How can we bridge? And so, if anything, this rant that I'm going to do right now is about how can we be kind? How can we be open? How can we be inclusive? And how can we have our beliefs and not make other people wrong for their beliefs? And I'm going to get emotional here because my biggest grief has been actually about the divide in people that love each other, people that care for each other deeply, and how there's been, because of all this divisiveness, there's just been this fighting, there's been this alienation, there's been friendships lost, there's been marriages lost. And I just wanted to come on here, get quite emotional about this, and make a YouTube video. And I'm going to put it on all my social media as much as I can about how can we bring the relationships back together. And I don't know how that looks for everyone else. I can only speak for myself, but I am bringing my energy into my heart and I'm deepening into my compassion, my empathy, my understanding, and I'm staying open. Now, I can't always do that, and I'm not saying I'm a saint here, but I have the intention of peace. Peace is a choice. Peacefulness is a choice. We make that choice with every conversation, with every interaction, with the intention of creating peace by creating connection with other people. And so, it's kind of all the rage to talk about gratitude. And of course, I've been practicing an attitude of gratitude for years and I love it. That'll be another thing I talk about at another time. But right now, it's like, how can we practice peacefulness? How can we practice peacefulness? Okay, so peacefulness. This is from my Wounds to Wisdom Oracle deck, which I'm so excited about sharing this deck with you. It's so magical. I've done around 12, 13 readings so far with it, and everyone has just raved on about how much value they've gotten from their readings. And I have loved giving them from my own Oracle deck 3-year, journey it's been, and it's just all come together. It's with my editor right now, and I'm just thrilled to be able to start sharing it. And I was going to wait until it was all out there and published, but I just can't. So I am sharing it now because I feel the energy and people need the medicine of these cards right now. And a good friend of mine, she's like, "Oh, honey, you think the medicine's in the cards, but the medicine is in you. So of course they're in the cards." And I was like, "Aw, thank you." But yeah, so this card, Peacefulness, it's a beautiful card. It's beautiful. And you can see there's little fish in her hair and stuff. And I find so much peacefulness and calm at the ocean. And you may be different. You may feel that peacefulness and that calm in the forest, or going on walks in nature, spending time with your children, wherever you feel that peacefulness. And for me, it's by the ocean, and it's when the wind is blowing and I'm sitting by the ocean, and I find so much peacefulness there. So I urge you during these tumultuous times, and you may be happy right now. You may not even need this peacefulness card. It's okay. But there's a lot of you that are grieving right now. And so this message is for those of you that are grieving and need to reconnect to your peacefulness. And so peacefulness is really something that we practice. It's not, a lot of people go, "Well, I just want to be peaceful," but they're not peaceful, right? And they're like, "How do I become peaceful?" It is a muscle that you need to work. It is an intention that you choose and you cultivate by choosing it again and again. So it really is like practicing gratitude, right? Having an attitude of gratitude. You practice it. Peacefulness is the same thing. So we practice peacefulness. So I'm going to read this from my deck. Peacefulness is a state of inner calm, tranquility, and harmony. It is the quiet surrender to the present moment, where the mind, body, and spirit rest in stillness and acceptance. Like acceptance. Breathe into that. Acceptance. Hand on the heart. Oh, remember to breathe, always coming back to the breath. At its essence, peacefulness is about embracing what is without resistance or judgment. When we cultivate peace within, we free ourselves from the turbulence of external circumstances and experience a deep connection with ourselves and the world around us. So we're all needing a bit of peacefulness right now, or a whole lot of peacefulness right now. Okay, here's the Oracle's message to you. You're being called to create peacefulness. Peacefulness is the calm within that allows you to navigate life with grace, no matter what arises. It brings balance and contentment, helping you stay grounded in moments of stress or challenge. By embracing peacefulness, you nurture harmony within yourself and others. You have already been doing all the heavy lifting and transformational work. You are ready now to cultivate your peacefulness within you. And, the shadow side of peacefulness is avoidance. You may suppress emotions or ignore conflicts to maintain a false sense of calm. So we definitely don't want to emotionally bypass and then say, "I am cultivating peacefulness," and then keep pushing away the stuff that you're actually not feeling peaceful about. So you do, want to work with the emotions, the anger, the grief, the loss, all the things that are disrupting your peacefulness and your calm. You can do that with a write and burn. That's one of my favorite kind of tools and exercises to do. So basically, you get a piece of paper, crayons are good to use, or chalk, or something you can just like easily write and write really big and messy. And you just write everything down that you're angry about, everything that you're upset about, and get it all out, like the swear words, all of it. Like, do not edit yourself. It's better to just kind of throw up on the paper. That's why I say a crayon or chalk or something is really helpful. So you can just be messy and just like pages and pages and pages, get it all out. Then you burn it. You don't share it with anyone. You don't give it any more energy than that, and you burn it. And then you keep doing them until you start to feel the anger, the grief and loss leaving your body. Or the other thing you can do, if that's not your cup of tea, because it's not everybody's, you can go on a long walk and, where there's nobody, and just stomp it out, throw rocks in the ocean, yell it out, stomp, stomp, throw a fit. You want to get it out of your system. Or you can turn on music and have a dance and stomp it out. One of my soul clients, I loved what he used to do. He was great. He would go for a swim and go under the ocean and scream under the water. And he said, well, the only thing you're going to see is bubbles, right? Like, I'm not going to disturb anyone. No one's going to know I'm yelling and screaming. I'm under the water. And the water, would help him and just getting it out up under the ocean, because then no one knew. And I thought, oh, that's really clever. So that's a good thing to do as well. You want to get it out of your system. You want to get it out of your body. You don't want to bypass that stuff or put it down, because it'll just keep coming back up, right? And then you intentionally say, okay, now I'm creating peacefulness. We don't want to marinate in all those negative energies for too long. Otherwise, they start getting stuck in our body and lodging into our system. And so, I just wanted to put a message out there to everyone that would be helpful. And I just recently did a reading for one of my soul clients, and this was the card that came up, was peacefulness. And so I thought, wow, this is a good one to share right now. And I know a lot of you are going through grief and loss right now. And so I'm going to make another video about grief and loss. But here's a few more things about practicing peacefulness. So the shadow side of peacefulness can turn into avoidance. So you don't want to avoid, you don't want to suppress, you don't want to ignore. And let's see, affirmation. Here's an affirmation. I embrace the power of peacefulness, cultivating inner calm and balance. So you can really start to work with your own peacefulness. The healing message is peacefulness is a sacred gift that we begin with. Cultivate inner peace by exploring your heart, practicing mindfulness, and embracing acceptance. Nurturing your inner calm strengthens your well-being and creates a serene foundation for navigating life gracefully. So I'm going to read that one more time. Peacefulness is a sacred gift that begins within. Cultivate inner peace by exploring your heart, practicing mindfulness, and embracing acceptance. Nurturing your inner calm strengthens your well-being and creates a serene foundation for navigating life gracefully. So let's take a moment and place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly. And close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Your feet on the floor. Just start to feel your ground underneath you. And begin to breathe. And take a moment to think about something that brings peacefulness into your life. Maybe it's sitting by the ocean. Maybe it's smelling the beautiful scent of roses. I love roses. Maybe it's going on a walk with your dog or petting your kitty cat or, witnessing a sunset or a sunrise. Just take a moment to connect with something that brings you peacefulness and breathe in the emotion, the feeling of that peacefulness. Breathe it into every cell of your being. Inhale, breathing in the peacefulness, and exhale. And imagine every single cell in your body is inviting that peacefulness, that serenity, that inner calm, that oneness with which what is beautiful. And once you've started to feel that peacefulness within you, take a moment to send that and bring your hands in front of you and send that energy, that peacefulness, that calm to someone you love. And if you still need to be sending it to yourself, you can place one hand on your heart and then one hand in front of you. That way you're sending it to yourself and to someone you love. And then, if you can, if you can't and you need it all for yourself, that's okay. But if you can, start to send it to other people in the world. Sending that to the world, that peacefulness, that calm. And if you need to keep connecting with that energy of peacefulness, imagine smelling the roses. I know when I'm smelling roses, I can't be anything other than delighted and peaceful and happy. Like they just light me up. So whatever lights you up brings you that enlightenment. Connect to that. Bringing that energy into your heart. Bring that energy into your arms and through your hands and into the world. Sending that peacefulness, that calm. And then bringing that peacefulness back to your own heart. And I invite you to do this as much as you can. When you think about it, I definitely went into my own grief and my own process, my own journey. And then I went, I'm a light worker. I'm here to help. I'm here to connect with love. And so, even when your perception is that the world has gone dark, it is the dark sky, the darkest of nights, the black of the sky, that the stars shine their brightest. So when things go dark, choose to be a lighthouse. Choose to be a bright star in the sky so that you can help yourself navigate through the darkness and you can help others navigate through the darkness. Now, I want to keep honoring everyone's perception. Maybe you don't feel that the world has gone dark, and maybe you are celebrating, and you're in a good place. You can still keep practicing this peacefulness. You can still keep sending out that love and being a lighthouse and coming back to love. Because no matter what our beliefs are, and no matter how different they might be, red or blue or green or purple or whatever color or whatever belief they are, can we all navigate back to love, to compassion, to kindness, to understanding, to being open, to love? And can we keep on having conversation with one another and having an openness, a curiosity, and a peacefulness and a calm? Last night at dinner, I had so many conversations, and I have actually no idea whether they're blue or red or rainbow because we were all connected to our heart, connected to our love, connected to compassion and kindness. And so this is a message of peacefulness. How can we bring that peacefulness to ourselves, to our own hearts, and nurture our hearts? And how can we bring this to our friends, to our family, to our community, and to the world? Sending you so much love and so much peacefulness on your spiritual awakening journey. Mm.